When I read this morning, only one thing crossed my mind. What would DCK say? As in David Christopher Kaufman, fellow at the Tel Aviv Institute. Mr. Kaufman, thank you very much for joining us. Well, sir, with the lack of a better phrasing, what?
Yeah, what is going on here? I mean, this would actually be funny if it wasn't so dangerous and really quite sad. I mean,
One follow-up you've been talking about is the growing divide between Black and Jewish Americans.
As someone who is, both African American and Jewish, this is something I've paid attention to very closely my whole life. There's always been this sort of mythological affinity between Blacks and Jews in America. Jews and Blacks marched side by side during the civil rights movement.
So how exactly do U.S. politics play into what's happening on the ground? Well, to break it down, I'm joined by David Christopher Kaufman.
Biden finds himself really in a pickle right now. Everywhere he turns, he's under attack. And the cause is Israel, is Hamas, is the hostages.
So many who chanted won't even be able to tell you what river and what sea they're referring to. So is it brainwashing, ignorance, or just blatant anti-Semitism?
Yeah, so I think it's a bit of both. I mean, there are plenty of students who are leading these protests around the country who clearly believe in what they're saying, and they sort of stake their academic and probably professional futures on this belief. And there are probably a vast number of followers who, see this as a trendy cause, a trendy woke cause du jour, which is going to get them likes on social media and high fives amongst their friends.
In the spirit of the times, if you will Gay become some sort of an academic martyr?
I think she already is. I mean, in the end, I think this is actually a bit of a tragic tale. Claudine Gay isn't necessarily a victim here, but her dismissal from Harvard as president, in the end, I don't really think it benefits anybody. It certainly doesn't benefit Claudine Gay. Let's be frank, it really sucks to be Claudine Gay right now. And she's also, what's interesting about the case of President Kornbluth is that in receiving a very loud and vocal affirmation for her position by the MIT board, she has kind of emerged as a symbol of support for the academy, support for freedom of speech, support for professors' rights and academic rights. I think previously, throughout the past few years, there's been a huge rise in identity-focused protests, identity-focused movements on college campuses. They've been allowed to kind of flourish unchecked and without consequence. At the end of the day, Twitter is a privately run company, and the only person who really has any responsibility and any authority over Twitter is Elon Musk itself. Islamic Jihad is not about going to a candy store and saying, I'm going to take a few pieces of the anti-Zionism, but I'm going to leave the homophobia or the anti-feminism behind. When you promote Islamic Jihad, you're promoting the whole bag, the whole basket. We have seen a 300+% increase in anti-Semitic attacks since October 7th. But the idea is that if Jews experience anti-Semitism right now, we are the cause of it. We have caused our own anti-Semitism. That would never happen for any other minority group. If somebody were to suggest that Black people were responsible for their own racism, they'd be canceled before the sentence even came out of their mouth.